Welcome to the General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) online course. Module 1, Lesson 2 continues by explaining the factors that led to the development of big data analytics, the adoption of the General Data Protection Regulation, and its implementation by all EU countries. It also refers to the role of the European Data Protection Supervisors in the Data Protection Authority of its country and the European Data Protection Day. The lesson objectives are understanding the factors that led to the evolution of big data analytics and realizing the role of the European Data Protection Supervisor. This lesson will help you to harness the power of data for improving patient care, gain knowledge on optimizing resources, and access and manage patient data. What is big data? Big data in the evolution of personal health data is the analysis of big data, so-called big data analytics, whose volume is extremely large or whose management and processing through traditional data processing software is complex. The factors that led to the evolution of big data analytics. The evolution of big data analytics can be attributed to several factors, including the increase in data volume, where the exponential growth in the volume of data generated by various sources such as social media, the Internet of Things, and mobile devices has led to the need for more sophisticated analytic tools to process, manage, and make sense of this data. 2. The increase in data variety, where the diversity of data generated from different sources such as structured data from databases, unstructured data from social media, and semi-structured data from emails requires more advanced analytic tools to handle and process different types of data. To the increase in computing power, where the growth of cloud computing and the availability of high-performance computing resources have made it possible to process and analyze large amounts of data in real time, allowing for faster and more accurate data-driven insights. To the development of new technologies, where the development of new technologies such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, and natural language processing has made it possible to automate the analysis of large volumes of data and provide insights that were previously not possible, and to social media platforms, and finally, to the need for data-driven decision-making, where organizations are relying more on data-driven insights to make strategic decisions. Big data analytics provides the tools to help organizations discover patterns, trends, and insights in their data that can inform decision-making. Overall, these factors have led to the evolution of big data analytics, making it an essential tool for organizations looking to gain a competitive advantage, improve decision-making, and create new growth opportunities. For all the above reasons, it was deemed necessary to introduce Regulation 2016/679 GDPR, which not only amended but also repealed many critical points of Directive 95/46/EC with explicit reference to it both in its title and its final provisions. The European Data Protection Supervisors. The European Data Protection Supervisor is an independent supervisory authority whose primary objective is to ensure that the European institutions and bodies respect the right to privacy and data protection when processing personal data and developing new policies. It was established by the European Parliament and the Council of Europe on January 17, 2004, and is based in Brussels. The tasks and powers of the EDPS and the Deputy Supervisor, as well as the institutional independence of the Supervisory Authority, are defined by the Data Protection Regulation. Each country has its Data Protection Authority responsible for enforcing the GDPR and promoting the protection of personal health data, and the tasks and powers of the EDPS and the Deputy Supervisor and the institutional independence of the supervisory authority are defined by the Data Protection Regulation. The role of EDPS. Here are some of the key activities that the EDPS performs in practice. 1. Monitoring compliance with data protection regulations by EU institutions and bodies and enforcing action if it defines any violations of data protection rules. And 2. Advising EU institutions and bodies on data protection matters relating to data protection, including the implementation of data protection policies and procedures and the handling of personal data. And 3. Cooperating with national data protection authorities in the EU to ensure the consistent application of data protection regulations across the EU. 4. Conducting inspections and investigations into the processing of personal data by EU institutions and bodies. This includes reviewing data protection impact assessments and conducting on-site inspections to ensure that data processing activities are carried out in compliance with data protection regulations. Raising awareness and promoting best practices in data protection across the EU. This includes developing guidance and recommendations on data protection matters and organizing events and training sessions for EU institutions and bodies. Overall, the role of the EDPS is to ensure that the processing of personal data by EU institutions and bodies is carried out in compliance with data protection regulations and to protect the fundamental rights to privacy and personal data protection in the EU. Questionnaire. Please proceed to test your acquired knowledge with the following questionnaire. Thank you for participating in Module 1, Lesson 2.